you're above a higher high, everything's kicking in, and your volume's just... Hey everybody, hope you had a great trading day. So I've got 5 that we're going to go through and stay to the end because I really want to look at the indexes and explain what happened with the 10-year today. So let's just focus on Twitter for a moment. And I just want to point out this line. Now we all know what's going on. We all know there's a buyout out there. But see this volume spike today? Now look at that volume spike in regards to what we have out here. So it's safe to say that this is the second or third highest green volume that we've had on this trade since this started. Now, why is that important? It's important because it's not dissipating as if this, quote, bid is going to go away. So I do believe that them not formally issuing a written statement denying the bid means behind the scenes that they are looking either for, quote, a white knight, or 2, they're going to try and get Elon up in a number. Either way, I don't think they take the 5420 just because they want to look like they've accomplished something, but they're going to have to do something here. And that's becoming increasingly clear. Now, for those that don't want the risk, because if he does not buy the company, if no one else comes in, which is a possibility, this is going to drop, and it's going to drop precipitously. So you have that risk outstanding. So what I've been doing is when I buy this, and I do have a position in it right now, I'm just marrying a put to it. So in other words, whenever I buy the stock, I just marry a put to it, and then I just figure that put in my cost basis. You can go out a week, 2 weeks, whatever you want, but it allows you to stay in the trade and not care about these fluctuations of these moves from like 44 to, I think we're up to 49 after hours. And I expect this to continue. And I just want to point something out to you because I think this is really pertinent. So this is where we are after hours, but let's take a look at this. See these volume spikes that are coming in? Okay, this is on a 15-minute. Now look at this, drill down into this towards the end of the day, okay? And you see this volume at the close? That's pretty substantial. That's not mom and pop saying that I need to buy this before it closes tonight. That's institutional buying. And you're looking at roughly 6.5 million shares in 5 minutes versus what's going on out there. That means people want to own this overnight. So why they want to own it overnight, I don't know. It could be floating on the trading desks that something's going to happen this evening. But if you look at where volume by price puts you, it gets you way over where you've been all day. And if you look at it on a relative basis, versus the rest of the day trading, it's 5 times regular trading. And now I'm spending a little bit of time on this because I really want you to understand it. You know, we have no idea where this is going, but we do know that something is going to happen, right? So my point being, if you marry a put to it, it gets to keep you in the trade and you get to stay in the stock. And I think you're going to get more than 54. Also note that you're over the 5-day. This line up here, okay, this is your anchored VWAP. And that puts you right here on anchored VWAP. So again, stay to the end because we're going to go through a lot of these different sectors, but I want to point these out because I'm looking at one-offs. What do I mean by one-offs? I'm looking for stocks that have broken down, got near the 21-day, and then reversed. And this E-Drive fits that. See, I was down here, then I have this little half bar, then I encompass that bar. We break out today. So first mouse gets what? The trap. Second mouse gets the cheese. So I think we could push here, but take a look at this. See, I have above average volume. If you don't have above average volume right now, for the majority, I think you should stay away. There's one that I'm going to go over that doesn't have above average volume, but I just want people to keep it on their radar because I think they've gotten washed out. But all you're looking for is this to flip. If you can flip this level right here tomorrow on above average volume, which is 36.83, and please comment on these videos. I was told that I use my pronouns too much. So that is very helpful to me to know that I should just use the actual numbers when I talk. So please comment. It does make the videos better for everyone. You see these 2 upper channels I put here? So that shows that I'm going to have some resistance coming right into this. So I have to assume that 38.15 is going to be a problem. But we want to see what happens when we get up and in here. And why could that be a problem? Very similar to something like this. This was when we were looking at the trading room. And I said, just avoid this until it closes over for 15 minutes and then see a higher high. And you can see we got the 15-minute close, never got the higher high, and then we rolled back. So you always want to kind of be careful of that, right? You always want to make sure that you get over on those and stay over. If you don't, you need to get out of the way and just try again tomorrow. DAC, this is one, again, that we had no volume on whatsoever, but I want this to start getting on people's radar. Why? See this 5? We're above the 5-day. That's what's working. The 21's pointing down. I'm not saying this is going to be an easy trade, but start looking at some of these shippers that are beaten up. This one makes the most sense. They change on a dime with what's going on out in the world right now. But if I get a 5-8 cross here and I look at those 5-8 crosses and I can see how I did on this one and how we did on this one, we get a sense of these crosses. This one didn't work, obviously, but that was pointing down at the time. So, you want the 5 to be pointing up and the 8 to start pointing up. Something like this is what you're looking for, or this. This you could have executed on, but it wasn't perfect. So you see what I'm talking about here. Maybe it's not tomorrow. Maybe we get lucky and get a couple days flat. But then you just want to see and keep this on your radar. Maybe set an alert to the 92.87 level, $93. Just set an alert there and see if you get average daily volume coming in. You have a solid month before we have to deal with earnings, so we're okay there. Now, ATER was one that we had in a newsletter way back when, all the way back here, and we just absolutely crushed it on it a couple times. It's setting up, and I'm not entirely sure why it's setting up, but it is setting up. So I was asked to do more of these small cap names, so I'm going to start looking for them on a daily basis. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and click all notifications, because what we go over here is very timely. So you see this level right here? Just flip that level, right? We know wicks are price rejection, flip right here, get over that. That's going to be 665 is what you're going to be looking for. And you're set up to start moving up this channel. Right, you've undercut here, so you have your double bottom completed. You're above a higher high. Everything's kicking in, and your volume's just absolutely insane. So we're back to trading 100 million shares on this. That is not light volume. That is not mom and pop trading the stock. And we're always trying to figure out where the funds and institutions are going to. And you can see the volume spike here and see that that's still 4 times over daily volume. Earnings are coming up in about a month. So overall, we're in good shape, but I would just look for it to flip that level and go from there. Now, one sector that keeps up and down, and I don't have the volume that I want here yet either, and you can see that denoted here, but I think you need to keep these on your radar, and they might be setting up for tomorrow. Now, why tomorrow? Because this is coming out with earnings on the 20th. So again, what we go over here today are short-term trades. But what you want to do is just focus. See this little cup right here? Maybe we pull back and form a handle. Maybe we flip tomorrow and we don't wait. You have Nucor coming out this week. You have Cleveland Cliffs coming out this week. So just see how you act at this 91.77 level and then go from there. 91.77, see if you can flip that. I just want to point something out and give you a statistic. I'm a big statistic guy. So if you just come all the way back and you can see where it says no more data, stocks that get to 90 for the first time have a 70% chance of getting to 100. So I'll say it again. Stocks that get to 90 for the first time have a 70% chance to get to 100. And that is pretty much over a 50-year history if you want to go and back test that on your system and verify what I'm saying is accurate. It is, but you can back test me. So here you are, 91.75, and get over that and go. Now, real quick, let's just do the indexes because there are a couple breakouts today on the sectors. Look, this should have broken 338. We didn't. We stopped. But look where we stopped again, right on that 5-day, right? Nothing's resolved, but maybe a morning star. Maybe we flip this tomorrow. Maybe because Tesla's coming out with earnings this week. I don't know. Just be aware that we did not break 338, and we closed right on that 5-day. So there's a battle going on here, even though we have light volume and a Fed speaker once an hour, apparently. You can see right here, 5-day again, where'd we close? Right on the 5-day, same pattern, right? Same soup reheated. Look, say it, IWM, supposed to break down, and this one did break. Now, why did this one break more than some of the others? Well, I'm glad you asked that. So what you're seeing here is we are heavily tied to the 10-year. The 10-year hit a new high. It's irrefutable. Okay, so the 10-year hit a new high. So you're going to see names like this, UPST, they're going to continue to trend down. This is one that we're actually short in the trading room. So these kinds of names you need to watch because they're just going to continue to implode. You have some big data coming out in this sector for names like Nail, Toll Brothers that can get hit, on these smaller cap names. But just be aware of this, okay? This is definitely something to focus on. And let's just talk about this, okay? The SOX is up today. The SOX is over the 5-day. We went right to the 8, but we closed over the 5. This is what's been happening. We've been gapping down, and then they've been taking the shorts and they've just been jamming the shorts. They've been doing it left and right. So if you're looking to short, it's better to short on the rallies. I'll point out a couple in a second just to kind of show you how it worked today. But this is really what I want to go over. Energy broke out. So when you're looking at these trades and you're thinking, oh, I missed them, okay? And I just want to point this out. Like you're thinking, oh, I missed these trades. You didn't miss anything. And I really want to hammer that home. Even like this that came down today, these are just beginning. If you go and look at monthly historical data and you look at what happens here, okay? The last great move that you saw in this was this period of time. If you go and coincide this with the indexes and what happened, it was right before the great financial crisis. Just FYI, commodities move the most before a recession. It takes 12 to 24 months and they can have a multi-year cycle. Just keep that in mind. So I don't want to drag this out too long, but I want you to just grasp this concept. Energy is not going away. These kinds of names, this is not going away. Could they pull back? Of course they could. But when you start seeing stocks like this just start going flat, right? And then they start breaking these dojis, it means those sellers are cleared out, and that's what we want to see. Everybody have a great evening. If you need anything, as always, reach out. Trade to win tomorrow. Time frame. We are going to be using a 2-minute time frame. If you're not familiar with this, every trading platform has a 2-minute time frame. You just have to go in and change your settings. We are going to use a 2-minute time frame because based upon the movement of algorithms and high frequency traders, the 1 minute has entirely too much noise now. As always, we have to adapt to what is going on around us.